Okay, if we could start off the debate by me punching Blair in the face. Is that a move? Can you punch people?
If you want to, yeah.
Really? You can?
You might lose the debate. You can do whatever you want. I mean, yes.
Lose all credibility.
So let's talk about the debate in Lithuania. You go there, you've got 5 days to compete.
Yep.
Tell us about the levels of competition.
It's really interesting because the first thing you notice is there were 14 people from Canada, and it was 130 people in total. So there's people from South Africa, people from Botswana. So the first interesting thing is there's this cultural exchange that goes on. That's interesting. And then as with public speaking and debate in general, there's this level of energy. And usually it's positive energy, but sometimes like the nerves really get you. So it's a highly charged atmosphere.
So are you throwing subjects like randomly? Yeah.
Yeah, so for the debate, we get 30 minutes beforehand to prepare, and then we have 8-minute speeches.
Cool.
And then basically there's 2 members that are for the side and 2 members that are against the side.
What was your winning debate? Because he's the champion. I don't know if we mentioned.
We had a debate about
champion.
this house, or as in the world essentially, regrets hosting the Sochi Olympics. So then we talk about, the effect of the Sochi Olympics on Putin and his supporters and the effect of that on the gay rights movement. So it's really interesting how many different ways you can take something like the Olympics in a debate.
Who was your toughest competition? Who's your toughest competitor?
There was a team with someone from Hong Kong and someone from the States. So coming from the States, they had a lot of fiery rhetoric.
Guy or girl?
A lot of claps in the room, but I think in the end, the judges sort of were able to see through that rhetoric.
So you see rhetoric as in it's that sort of like presidential, the way that they present themselves?
Yeah, they sort of go off on these riffs. They have these nice catchy lines. Sometimes they put rhymes into the debate, which is it's nice to hear.
Rap.
Were they rapping?
Well, at some points, it was almost like they were. So, Too bad there aren't style points.
What's your favorite event?
My favorite event is the debate, for sure. I just like that ability to have someone talk, and then you hear them talk and you want to respond, and then you get the chance to respond, and it's
How do you
nice.
keep your cool? Because I'm sure there was times when you just wanted to jump right in.
Yeah, well actually in the debate there's this thing called a point of information where you can sort of stand up and say on that point, and if they want to take that point they'll say yes, and then you can ask sort of a leading question that sort of gets them off track or something. So there's ways to be involved when they're speaking as well. But in the end, it's always, I guess the way you stay calm is you try and organize as much as you can, try and calm yourself down. Because I know the problem with a lot of people who are in public speaking and people who like speaking publicly isn't that they can't say enough, it's that they have so much to say they can't get it out. So they sort of stutter, and I know that's a problem with people who don't have English as a first language. So they have the ideas, they just can't get them out. So that's the skill, I guess, ultimately.
Super interesting. We there was a very interesting video that it was over the weekend, people checking out, where a cat saves the life of a young boy. So we want to bring the debate of whether or not cats are better than dogs. So if you were setting up,
I really like that his topic was like, does the world regret the Olympics? Cats versus dogs. That's all we're prepared to do. I know.
We all have to start somewhere, and that's where we're starting.
At the very bottom. You can't get anyone.
So how would we set up a debate if what's the best way to explain it? Are we all going to be pro cat here or pro dog, or should we split up?
Let's split up.
Let's split up. Okay.
Okay.
What are you?
I'm pro dog.
Okay.
I'm dog.
Oh, I'm dog, but I mean, I like cats.
All right, well, you know what?
I could do it.
I'll be cat. I'll be cat too.
No, I'll go cat.
Okay, I just got vetoed.
I'll go cat. You don't. I know you really don't like cats. You're not going to do a good job of it. Okay.
I'll
all
go
right.
cat.
You're going to go cat. Okay. So then how do you start? How do you start by?
So I guess the first thing you have to do is define what better means. So in some cases, like there's a debate about this house or this, we would sort of ban violent sports or violence in hockey, for instance.
Okay.
And then you have to first sort of set out the parameters. Why would you want to ban violence? If you take the context of entertainment, maybe violence is actually a good thing for entertainment.
Right.
But if the context of the debate is player safety, then in that case violence is a point for your side. So the first thing is to be able to frame the debate in a way that gets your arguments front and center.
Okay, well, if he's on your
Okay.
team, you're going to win.
Yeah. Let me just say right now.
We've lost.
I'm like, that's the end.
Okay, so the context of this would be that for a pet, it would make a better. Would it be a better context if you define who the pet is for?
Right. So I guess one of the ways you could define is sort of how responsive they are to you as a companion, or you could sort of define it as which one's easier to maintain, because there's always this sort of practical issues as well. So you can define it in terms of who you're talking about, but also in terms of what you're talking about.
Yeah, because I think that the reason that cats get a bad rap is because they're a little aloof.
Right. Yeah.
But that video shows that they're not completely aloof. They actually do care about you. They're just harder to understand.
There's a comedian that talks about that experiment with Pavlov where he rang the bell and then the dogs ate food, right? It's like you could never do that with a cat because you just ring the bell and the cat would be like, I just ate, and would just like walk away. Like, you couldn't do that because I personally think, I don't know, I don't feel like cats express that they need you, right? I feel like a dog definitely needs you, so there's that like symbiotic dependence. Right?
Right. So if you define the debate as what's better for social psychologists, then clearly dogs would
Like
win.
what's better for people who are really lonely
Right. Exactly.
and sad in their lives. So dogs would be.
So Daniel, definitely this might be a never-ending debate then, because they both are, I don't want to say equal, but somebody's shaking their head. I know, I love dogs, but I can see this now the way you're going. It would be a really, really hard debate because there's so many different parameters to this.
Right.
But in this case, everybody I think is pro-cat because of this video right now. Like it's, I know. I don't like cats. They got a rough tongue. But anyways, but I think dogs are kind of getting a bad rap because of kids getting bitten and stuff like that. So it's almost like, okay, I'm not. See if I win. I've been the cuckoo nut on the debate
Maybe
team.
the cat was just mad because he actually wanted to attack that kid, and the dog did it first. So that's like, get out of here! That's my idea.
No, I think over time dogs have been proven to be more of a companion to humans.
Do you have a cat?
I don't. I have no pets. My mom is just anti-pet in general, so not even goldfish.
In a debate, are you allowed to use physical evidence? Because I would just like to point out this here.
Flesh wound.
Flesh wound, cat. I'm switching sides. I like dogs. Yeah, last night.
If you see there's a pink line
No
in
dog
a field
would
of white.
do this.
How important is it to bring an emotional element to this?
It is really important because I think for most debating, a lot of people tend to think it's highly specialized. There's a lot of sort of logical devices, but in the end it comes down to how can you convince the person? And the best kind of judge is actually the person that is sort of just taken off the streets, because that's the best sign that you're a good debater, if you can convince just anyone. So emotional appeal really goes into that for sure.
Are there moments when a judge says, wow, like I really thought I was this other way, but you've convinced me the other?
They would never say that to me in person, but maybe afterwards you can sort of get the sense that they were impressed, or in a lot of cases they weren't impressed, and then that way, you can sort of see what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong.
I just told my kid he could get a cat. It's official. According to Daniel, he can get a cat.
Are there tears?
There are tears. My friend actually was in a debate, and unfortunately he made the person that he was going against cry. But it was sort of, you get over that, and it's a learning experience.
Could you use that though? Like if I burst out crying because she says I'm lonely, could I then use that?
There's that movie that, what is it called? Bad Words? What is it? Anyways, where he goes back to be in the spelling bee
Bad
channel.
Words.
Bad Words.
Yeah, Jason.
Yeah, and so he like breaks them down psychologically before they go up to do their spelling words. None of that's happening.
Right. No, I don't think so.
Are you guys like
If they do, it's behind
There's no
closed doors,
behind.
yes.
That's why I'm behind the scenes.
Are you kept like from each other and then they like raise a gate and then you walk? Do you have like entry music? Is that
Is it like
Sometimes
Hunger
I wish
Games?
there were those games. Yeah. It gets heated sometimes.
Daniel, thank you so much for coming on the panel. You were a really great guest. You offered some great insight.
Thank you.
And before we wrap up, where are you going? You're graduating this year.
I'm going to McGill in Montreal.
Oh, wow.
Very
And taking?
exciting. Huh?
And taking?
I'm taking a life science program, and eventually probably either medicine or something public health something like that.
Or you can use all your debate skills, put them to use.
Yeah.
Dog versus cat. Dog.
Have a great week, everybody.